Read in, exterior, city alleyway, night. It's 6 p.m, the end of a long working day for the exhausted nurse, Elise. She walks through a dark city alleyway, a street light flickering overhead, carrying heavy work bags as types on her phone. Interior, multi-story car park, continuous. Elise walks into a barren car garage. She speaks with her sister Stephanie on the phone.
Hey, Steph, could you do a quick favour for your favourite sister?
What is it now?
Could you look after Hannah tomorrow night? I have to work overtime, again.
Pause. There is a moment of silence in the echoing car park.
Elise, you need a break from that place. It's messing with your head.
You know I can barely afford the bills and Hannah's cancer treatment is...
The phone cuts out abruptly as Elise reaches the elevators, thickening the eerie silence. A loud, sudden creaking noise cuts the air. Elise looks over her shoulder in fear, almost dropping her bags. She desperately pushes the elevator buttons but sees an out-of-order sign on the door. She sighs in frustration.
Come on.
She quickly heads towards the stairs, dragging her bags behind her. Interior, car park staircase, continuous. She walks up the concrete staircase. Her footsteps and the dim buzzing lights echo as she walks up to the 10th floor. As she climbs, she passes various littered cigarette butts and crisp packets. She opens the door and finds herself back on the ground level of the staircase. Elise rubs her eyes.
God, I'm tired.
She climbs top level a second time, but the loop continues. She tries another door, but she ends up back at the ground level.
Wait, what the hell?
Begin montage. Elise tries going out multiple other doors, but they all lead to the ground level. She tries desperately banging onto the doors, trying to get people nearby to notice. Time ticks by on Elise's watch from 7 p.m, then 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. End montage. A passerby comes through the staircase. Elise follows them up the stairs.
Hi. Hi, I know this might sound insane, but I'm stuck in the staircase. Every time I try to leave, I end up on the ground floor again. Gosh, I know I sound absolutely mad, but I need your help. I have a daughter to get back home to, and...
The passerby does not notice her, and they exit through the door. Interior, car park staircase, later. Elise sits on the stairs staring into the distance. At this moment, Elise's phone starts to ring. Confused, she picks it up.
Hey Elise, where are you? I'm worried about you. Going on about Hannah and...
Stephanie, help! The elevator was broken and I'm stuck in the stairs. The stairs are messing with me.
The phone cuts off. Elise tries to call back, but her phone is again flat. In frustration, she throws it towards the wall. In this moment, she thinks about Hannah. Begin flashback. Montage of images of Elise and Hannah together. Baby photos, achievements, and Hannah in the hospital bed with her mother Elise beside her. End flashback. Interior, car park staircase, continuous. Elise is curled up on the concrete floor asleep, using her bag as a pillow. A sudden faint voice of a young girl comes from the distance.
Mummy?
Interior, bedroom, day. Elise jerks away and finds herself in a child's bedroom. A stuffed toy sits on the perfectly made bed. Elise looks around in despair before picking up the stuffed toy. A faint sound of a heart monitor fills the air, growing louder. Interior, car park, staircase. Elise awakens from her dream. With tears in her eyes, she lays down, defeated. Suddenly, the echoing voice of her sister comes from out thin air.
Elise, you need a break from that place. It's messing with your head.
The voice changes to a sinister, monster-like effect.
Elise, you're a terrible mother. It's all your fault.
Elise squirms on the floor, covering her ears. No!
No, it's not! No, it's not my fault!
Suddenly, the sinister voice stops, leaving only the sounds of the echoing staircase. Elise sits up, opening her eyes slowly. She spots something she hadn't noticed before, sitting amongst the litter in the stairwell. She picks herself up off the floor, walks over and looks at it. She picks it up to examine it. It's an old rusted key, looks centuries old. She pockets it. The lights in the stairwell begin to flicker, and an eerie noise builds in the distance. Elise leaves her things behind and bolts towards the door, and it opens, finally onto the correct level. She runs towards her car, scared but relieved. Exterior, outside house, day. The time is 7 a.m. Elise sits in her car with the engine on, her finger tapping nervously on a cup of coffee. In the other, she fiddles with the rusted key. She reaches into her glove box and pulls out an old dark wooden box. She unlocks it with the key and looks through, and inside dozens of photographs, She shifts through them until she reaches one. She stops. It's a photo taken at her daughter's funeral. The pictures of a coffin being lowered into a grave hole and a framed picture of Hannah sat on top of a tall table. She takes a deep breath, puts the photograph away and closes the box. She pulls out her phone out of her pocket and dials a number.
Hello? This is Elise Parker speaking. I can't come into work today. Okay, I will. Thanks.
She hangs up the phone and steps out of her car and walks up to her house. Fade out. The end.